Knowing the reality, knowing what we face gets your head screwed on straight real fast, and you stop being little boys. And I see men out there who are perpetually little boys. I see these men will cut you off in traffic and bulge their eyes out at you, but a cop pulls them over, they'll wet themselves. I see these men out there strutting around, sticking their chests out with a 12-pack of beer, walking out of a store. They think watching a ball game and acting tough is what a man does. A man is humble. A man takes care of his family. A man knows the environment he lives in is informed. And a man is involved and understands history. That's what measured men in the past. Not how you could stick your chest out and festoon yourself with whatever the latest fashion is. And this country needs men to save it. You know, Chris Matthews gets up on television and says, the age of lying is here, lying and is good, and that's how you're successful. That's how you get your woman. That's how you get your job. That's how you... No, that's not how. I don't want to be around a bunch of liars and a bunch of fakes and a bunch of frauds. And all these social climbers that do whatever they think, and the groveling. I can't go to parties. I can't hardly be around people anymore because you get around these social climbers and they're so fake and they hate your guts and they're not real people. And they'll sit there and they'll look you in the eyes and you can just see how weak they are. I mean, I tell you, folks, you have fallen so far, but I know there are tens of millions of people in this country and hundreds of millions worldwide who are still human. And who still know that the fraud of saying that what you act like is what you are and that some front. And then the establishment can say what is successful. The establishment can say what is important, and then you imitate it. I mean, I remember reading stuff written 80 years ago by the Department of War where they were hiring top psychiatrists on how to dumb down the public through the media, and how to break up the family and get rid of the middle classes, all declassified and all public. And you see the, I mean, why do you think Fox Television, all these shows, and on every TV show, the man is weak, he's dumb, he's an idiot. The guy who gets all the girls is an idiot and can't talk and, you know, is a fool. And then young men watch that and imprint as mammals. We're meant to mimic those we see above us. And then they go act like that and can't ever get women, can't ever be successful. And so they think then, oh, I must act stupider. That will get me women. I mean, they understand our mammal activity, our basic behavior. And they just program you and manipulate you and laugh at you and write best-selling books about how they're going to destroy the country. And they're doing it right now. And you just giggle and look up with dim little eyes and say, no, there's no new world order. It doesn't exist. Everything is fine. We're going to come back and go right to your calls. Stay with us. I just walked down the hall to get a cup of coffee. And what did I see? Lewis Black, that's a fake name, by the way, a carpetbagger that came into Austin decades ago and set up the Austin Chronicle. And what's it got? A giant cover story about how we need to attack the Second Amendment. Bunch of anti-gun garbage I just scanned through in the last few minutes. The establishment's instinct to totally disarm us so they can have their way with us. Why don't you write articles, Black, about how governments killed over 200 million people last century? Why don't you write an article about how the international banking cartel financed 90% of that? Why don't you tell the truth instead of writing articles saying the toll road company isn't foreign? How dumb do you think your readers are? I'm just sick of lies. I'm sick of it! And I'm sick of you being mesmerized by things that don't matter so they can run these lies on you. I said I'd take calls, and the phones are loaded here. Let's go ahead and take a few here. Let's go ahead and talk to George. Well, he's not first here. Let's talk about let's talk to Kyle and Bastrop first, right around Central Texas. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. I totally agree with you what you're saying about the UT and everybody worshiping the athletes and everything. You know, I have friends. You know, we were watching a game the other day, and he was just knowing everything about Vince Young, and I'm like, hey, dude, our dollar's been devalued and everything. He's like, oh, whatever, dude. Why do you pay attention to that? You know, I agree with you there. You know, it's so, you know, It's hard to deal with people sometimes about stuff.
And
like
we don't eat beef on game day. That's bad luck for Bevo.
Oh, I mean, seriously, I see people. A lot of these kids, that are going to ACC or local college or whatever, and they have no money, but they'll go and spend $300 for a ticket, and then they wonder why they have no money. They're spending on Xbox 360 here.
Well, I mean, the credit card companies have the financial advisors at the school who they're paying. By the way, it's totally illegal, but they do it. It's legalized criminality to tell them to get more credit cards. The whole thing is meant to rape people. And here's my point. People don't know about, their family history. They don't know about, anything. There's all these amazing things going on, but all they know about is issues that don't matter today, much less tomorrow. That's all I'm saying, is that people could be into sports and things, but it's that it is designed. It is given all of this attention to destroy. It is given all this attention to be a distraction from real issues.
Oh, I agree. I work at a bank. I see a lot of people who come through who don't even know how to fill out a deposit slip. They don't know their account number. I mean, they don't.
Here's the deal. I used to go. I've been going to that Bob Bullock IMAX theater since it opened. 8, 9, 10 years ago. I've probably seen 10, 15 IMAX films there because I don't watch a lot of TV, but I go see IMAX films occasionally. I saw Sea Monsters in 3D, unbelievably powerful. Best 3D I've ever seen last night, and it was the first time that the crowd was so dumb. I tried to tell them don't throw their glasses, the 3D glasses, in the trash. They thought the trash can was the place to put them. And I didn't argue. I just watched everybody line up. And I told them, no, guys, the bucket's out in the hall. But they didn't used to do that. That's the point. Everyone's unraveling. It's like they're zombies. It's like Attack of the Living Dead, man. And they've all got Bevo shirts on, and they're all throwing them in the trash can because, listen, less than 4% of Americans now read a book in a year. I mean, they just are made to be raped, folks, and the government's totally bought and paid for. I appreciate your call, man. Here's another example. They play little games with you. They have this big national blitz on radio and TV right before the Iraq War going, the dirty Frenchies want some of the weapons and building contracts, but they didn't support the war. Americans, are we going to give that to dirty Frenchies? No, dirty Frenchies. All right, everybody knows the dirty, freedom fries, all this, I'm not going to drink red wine anymore, all this stuff. And they go, that's right. That's why Halliburton gets no-bid contracts. And then I hear national hosts knowingly treating you like you're idiots. See, they'll talk to you and pat you. Oh, I like you, you good American. Oh, you're a great American. You're a fine American. Most of these guys are famous beatniks from the 60s turned fake conservative. It's so sick what they do to you. When the debate was about U.S. companies couldn't bid, they were no-bid contracts. Foreigners were never allowed to have bids. Now, Halliburton and almost every one of those companies have moved to Dubai. Cheney's bought a house in Dubai. Cheney dumped all of his currency stock into euros last year. He's totally forsaking America. It doesn't matter, folks. They're going to run around with tears in their eyes. Blackwater USA. Oh, they're not mercenaries. They're loyal Americans.